Okay, this is the hardest video I've probably ever had to do because I may say some things in this. I'm going to address something that may upset some people that I do care about very much, and I don't mean to upset anyone, but there's some things going on that need to be said, and I'm not trying to sound all political in this. I don't like to get into politics. I know I've made some political videos in the past on gun control and all that, but I've decided not to make this channel about politics because I want it to be about God. But there are some things that really need to be addressed. Some people have prophesied how, God's going to bring America back, or everything's going to be okay and everything's going to be prosperous. God's going to do away with all these evildoers and everything is going to be great again. All these troubles are going to go away and God's going to basically, we're going to see a resurgence in this country and maybe in this world. And in the end, in the very end, when Jesus comes back, after the tribulation is over, He will make things right. So in the end, yes, that does happen, but what these people are saying is these things will happen soon and make it sound like it's all going to come together nicely, like in a nice big box. But here's the thing, it's not. If you have ever studied the end times at all, really looked at books like Revelation and Daniel and all those, things are going to get a lot worse. And that's a reality we have to accept. Things are not going to get better. Not for this country, not for this world in the coming years. Not at all. And I know a lot of people have been prophesying. I mean, all these people that prophesied, Trump's going to stay in office, and, well, that didn't happen. All these people prophesying the election will get overturned, this and that, didn't happen. I mean, could it theoretically still happen? Biden isn't in office yet. He's still presidential elect, but I believe almost without a shadow of a doubt Biden will be our next president. And these people that are prophesying all this, they are false prophets. And they've come to deceive us. They have their own agendas that they're telling people everything's going to be fine, just continue on, da da da. No. We have to get ready for hard times. We as Christians need to understand that in these last days, things are going to get very tough for Christians. Things aren't going to get easier for us. Things aren't going to go back to the way they were. And we need to accept this and not listen to people that are basically saying everything's going to be okay. And I'm going to tell you now why things aren't going to be okay, especially for America. And here's what's really going to make some people upset with me. Trump was not sent to make America great again. Far from it, actually. You see, the end times has a lot to do with Israel. It's pretty much all Israel and stuff. And if you've been paying attention to anything Trump did, Trump's been all pro-Israel, which, I mean, yeah, pro-Israel's good, because it's God's people. And Trump's been for that. He moved the embassy to Jerusalem and declared Israel God's nation. But here's the thing, and here's something people may not have paid attention to. Trump has gotten a peace treaty going in Israel that I think all but one Muslim nation has signed. And what's in this peace treaty is some of the land will be given to the Palestinians. Now, here's where things get bad for America. You see, God doesn't like his nation being divided. God has meant Israel to be for the Jews alone. And if you look back in the Bible, anyone who has tried to take Israel away, divide it, whatever, and has either been brought so low they weren't the power they used to be, such as Egypt or Rome, or completely destroyed, such as Babylon. And by starting this peace treaty, we are basically going to get judged the same if we continue on this path in trying to divide Israel's land. This is why things are going to get worse for us. And it's not just Israel, the peace treaty alone. Think about how wicked this nation has come. Even in my lifetime, immoral things have been so normalized and are still becoming normalized that were unheard of when I was a kid. When I was in elementary school, over a little over a decade ago, say like 15, 16 years ago, when I was younger and I was in school. Man, I feel old. Anyway, these things were unheard of, and I'm not going to go into a bunch of these things because, like I said, I don't want to sound political, but it's just this nation has gone very wicked, and God punishes wicked nations. Look what he did to Sodom and Gomorrah. People, I urge you to really examine scriptures, especially books like Revelations, and see how bad things are going to get, okay? Like I said, Trump is trying to divide up Israel. God doesn't like that, and whoever does, God is going to punish. And all these people who are prophesying everything's going to be great again. No, it's not. If in the book of 1 Kings, when Ahab and Jehoshaphat went to war with Ramoth Gilead, Jehoshaphat told Ahab, okay, seek the Lord. So they did. And 400 prophets prophesied to Ahab, everything's going to be fine. God's going to hand these guys over to you. But guess what? They didn't. Ahab was reckless, and Ahab died. And we're seeing something like this. These people were coming telling us, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to get back to the way it was. This nation's going to prosper again. All the evil powers are going to be overthrown, and, everything's going to be sunshine and rainbows. And in the end, yes, Jesus is going to come back and make all things new. But things are going to get beyond horrible first. It's not going to get any better. You're not going to see things get any better. Now, the Antichrist is going to come in, and things are going to seem all okay for a while. Things may start to seem to pick back up, but it'll all be a ruse because God's judgment is coming. Do not believe these false prophets and that everything will get better. And I'm not a prophet. I'm not claiming to be. I just know the Bible and just know the scriptures and just know that everything's going to get worse. So no, things aren't going to get better for America. Could there be some type of revival to where more people turn to God? Yes. But if it happens, it's going to be short-lived. And it's only going to be for the Christians that are meant to get saved before essentially all hell breaks loose. And God starts his judgment on the world. So don't believe these guys are saying we're all going to prosper. America's going to be great. The world's going to be great. Everything's going to go back to the way we remember it. It's going to be so great again, because it's not. Things are going to get worse. I'm thinking about doing a study on end times. This week I'm still going to do my study on sexual morality, but after that I may take a couple of weeks off. I'm going to take the next week off because Christmas and stuff. But I may take another week off after that to prepare and see what I want to do for a potential study on the end times. Anyway, this video has gone on long enough, but I just want to be prepared. Christians, prepare yourself. Make sure you're right with God, and now's the time to reach out to the lost any way we can. Things are going to get bad. Please prepare for that. Don't listen to these false prophets. Prepare your hearts and make sure you're strong in the Lord and reach the lost any way you can. I'll see you on my lesson either Friday or Saturday. God bless everyone. Stephen.